Hey everybody, I'm Katie, and welcome to Head of the Class. Today I'm joined by Mrs. Denise Shamrowicz, who has been teaching at FreedomProject Academy since 2014, and who currently teaches science to our junior high students. Mrs. Shamrowicz, some say it takes a certain type of person to teach junior high. You almost need to speak junior high. So tell us a little bit about your desire to teach at this transitional phase of life, and your passion for science specifically.
Yeah, definitely have to speak almost a different language, especially as we move forward. The words are just constantly changing. And luckily, I have some teenagers at home that keep me on my toes about those things. And if I need help, they're there to help me out. But I do love this age group. It's still where they're responsive to you and moldable, and but wanting to gain more and more independence. As far as science goes, I think science is very logical. So I love teaching logical things, especially when I could use relational with it. And also hands-on. I love that science is very hands-on, and you can do experiments to understand concepts.
And students like to diversify in their learning. So what do you do in your classroom to help engage students?
I try to really keep them on their toes. They're reading from the whiteboard, or they're writing on the whiteboard. I show videos in between slides so that they're constantly engaged. The videos are normally really cool, so they want to watch them. Also, we get into conversation about things. They are able to share examples of how whatever we're studying relates in their life. So just really asking them questions so that they can answer in the Q&A, reviewing things that we've studied. So just trying to keep them as involved in the lesson as possible.
And when you get some free time away from the classroom, what is it that you like to do?
I love to cook and bake. I also study health, so I watch health documentaries and read about health and write about health and do everything I can about health. I like reading in general, so you'll find me reading a fictional book quite often in my free time.
All right, and you have a master's degree that focuses on technology. Tell us a little bit about how that helps you in the classroom, and maybe how it influenced you as to why you teach for FPA.
Technology always came pretty easily to me, so I just felt like it would help me whether I was in a brick and mortar school or in an online school. And ultimately, my goal was to get into a virtual environment. So I thought that it would be just helpful to learn how to use technology in the educational setting more effectively. And so it has helped me at FPA. When I first started, I was able to grasp the technology aspect of it pretty easily and try out new things when it comes to implementing technology within the classroom.
All right, and before I let you go, I want to do what we call a quick fire question round. So please answer the following questions as quickly as possible. Please provide 5 words to describe you.
Okay. Honest, real. I'm pretty passionate, especially about certain topics. Pretty patient for the most part. I think you have to be as a middle school teacher, and very resourceful. I get a lot of people ask me to find things for them. I know where to look.
All right. So if you had 4 spots that you could travel to, or 4 of your favorite spots to travel to, what would they be?
Colorado for sure. My daughter lives there, and I love the mountains. So I love visiting her. We live in Florida now, and I just always love to visit Florida. So it's just one of my spots I just happen to live. Any national parks, I love just visiting. They're all so different. And then pretty much anywhere my children end up, because they are currently pretty spread wide over the United States, and they'll continue to be. So.
Okay. And how about 3 of your favorite science units or topics within science that you like to teach?
Probably my favorite is the weather. I love teaching about weather. Anything nature related, because I just find nature fascinating. And then the last lesson that we learn about or I teach in 6th grade is simple machines. I love anything that can make things easier for us.
Sounds good. And how about if you were able to have dinner with someone living or historical, who would two of your dinner guests be?
That is a really tough question. Because I've just been really studying the Bible a lot more lately, I'm just going to pick two individuals from the Bible, and that would be Job. He really learned what suffering means, and I think that is something that I could definitely learn from. And Joseph, I love his story. I love how he was able to trust God through so much, and I definitely can learn from that.
Two great choices. And finally, what's one piece of advice you have for your students?
Probably something I learned a little too late in life, but definitely learn to love unconditionally. I think as Christians, it's something that makes it more joyful and peaceful to be around others that are different than us if we know how to love them unconditionally.
Mrs. Shamrowicz, thank you so much for being here today. Learn more about our top-notch teachers and Freedom Project Academy at fpeusa.org.